Did you know that Machiavelli documented exactly 9 female weaknesses that you can exploit to have any woman eating out of your hand while most men beg for attention like hungry dogs? Those who know these secrets have women begging them instead. These are such deep weaknesses that they are engraved in their DNA, and when you exploit them correctly, they can't resist even if they wanted to. The first weakness you see every day but don't know how to use. The 9th is so powerful that it can make a woman drop everything for you in less than 30 days. And the most dangerous one, well, I'm going to reveal that to you at the end because it can literally change your life forever. Have you ever wondered why a woman can spend hours perfecting a photo for Instagram? The answer lies in the first weakness Machiavelli identified: her desperate addiction to external validation. And here is where most men make the biggest mistake of their lives. You see, women are biologically programmed to seek constant approval. Every like, every comment, every compliment activates the same pleasure centers in their brain as a drug. It's literally a chemical addiction, and when you understand this, you have the power to control their supply. The trap that 95% of men fall into is giving validation for free, as if it were tap water. You like all her photos, tell her she looks beautiful every day, fill her with compliments hoping she will reciprocate. But brother, that's where you completely screwed up. When you give constant validation, her brain gets used to it. She no longer needs to try for your attention because she has it guaranteed. You become that dude who is always there, predictable and boring. And women don't fall in love with the predictable. They fall in love with what they can't control. Here comes the Machiavellian strategy that will change your game forever. Become the dealer of her favorite drug, but control the doses. When she posts a photo seeking validation, don't be the first to like it. Make her wait. When she tells you about an achievement, don't shower her immediately with compliments. Say something like, "How interesting," and change the subject. This isn't being a jerk, it's being strategic. You are creating scarcity of something she desperately needs, and when you finally give her that validation she craves, it becomes pure gold to her. A simple, "That's incredible of you," will be worth more than 100 comments from other guys. The key is timing and intensity. Give validation only when she truly earns it, when she does something you genuinely admire, but do it unexpectedly, when she least expects it. This creates what psychologists call intermittent reinforcement, the same principle that makes slot machines addictive. Look, if you really want to master this game and discover the other 8 weaknesses that can make any woman obsessed with you, like this video and subscribe to the channel because what comes next is even more powerful. And I only share it with those truly committed to changing their love life. But beware, because once you master this first weakness, there is no turning back. Women will start behaving differently with you. They will seek your attention in ways you never imagined. And that brings us to the second weakness, one so subtle that most men don't even know it exists. But when you master it, you can literally make a woman unable to get you out of her head for even a second of the day. That second weakness I promised you is so lethal it can keep a woman awake all night thinking about you, checking her phone every 5 minutes waiting for your message. It's called uncertainty, and it's the most powerful psychological weapon at your disposal. Here's the brutal truth no one tells you. Predictability kills passion faster than a bucket of cold water. When a woman knows exactly what to expect from you, when you will respond, what you will say, where you will take her, her brain literally shuts off. Routine is the mortal enemy of attraction. Why do you think women obsess over men who treat them badly? It's not masochism, it's pure biology. Her female brain is designed to feel attracted to the unpredictable, to what she cannot fully control. It's a survival instinct that comes from caveman times. The male she couldn't predict was the strongest, the most valuable, the one who could protect her best. Most men make the mistake of becoming too available too fast. They respond immediately, plan predictable dates, share every detail of their life. They think being an open book will build trust, but the only thing they build is deadly boredom. Machiavelli said it perfectly. It's better to be feared than loved, but the ideal is to be unpredictable. And here is where the strategy that will revolutionize your game completely comes in. First, break your communication patterns. If you usually respond in 5 minutes, sometimes respond in 2 hours without explanation. Always plan romantic dinners. Suddenly take her somewhere completely unexpected. It's not about being a jerk. It's about keeping her mind working, guessing, imagining. Second, control the information you share. Don't tell her all the details of your day. Leave gaps in your story. When she asks what you did yesterday, don't say, "I went to work, then the gym, then watched Netflix." Say something like, "I had an interesting day," and change the subject. Those empty spaces she will fill with her imagination, and believe me, her imagination will work in your favor. Third, use the power of strategic absence. Disappear for short periods without warning, not every day, but unpredictably. When you come back, don't explain where you were. Just say, "Hey, beautiful," as if nothing happened. That uncertainty about your time and attention will drive her crazy. The key here is balance. You can't be completely unpredictable because that becomes chaos, but you also can't be completely predictable because that becomes boring. You need that constant tension between "I know she likes me" and "but I don't know what she's going to do next." When you master this uncertainty, something magical will start happening. She will start chasing you subtly, texting you more often, starting more conversations, looking for excuses to see you. Her brain will interpret your unpredictability as high value, and women always chase what they perceive as valuable. But here comes something even more powerful, something that pairs perfectly with uncertainty. It's a skill that very few men have, but when you develop it, you can literally read her soul and make her feel completely understood and connected to you. It's what seduction masters call the emotional mirror. And when you combine it with the primary fear all women secretly carry, you will have an absolutely devastating power of attraction. That devastating power I mentioned is based on two weaknesses that work together like an emotional nuclear bomb: the emotional mirror and her deepest fear of replacement. When you combine them correctly, you can literally make a woman feel like you are the only person in the world who truly understands her. Let's start with the emotional mirror, a technique so powerful therapists charge thousands of pesos to teach. Here's the secret. When you can name exactly what a woman is feeling before she even says it herself, you activate a neurological connection that releases oxytocin directly into her bloodstream. It's like injecting confidence and attraction straight into her veins. Most men, when they see a woman upset, do one of two dumb things: either ignore her hoping she will get over it, or immediately try to fix the problem. But you will do something completely different. You will become her perfect emotional mirror. When you see her quiet or tense, don't ask what's wrong like everyone else. Instead, observe her body language, her tone of voice, the tension in her face. Then say something like, "I see you're frustrated because you feel like no one really understands what you truly need." Boom. Her reaction will be immediate. Exactly. How did you know? When you name exactly what she's feeling, her brain thinks, "This guy sees me, really understands me." And that feeling of being seen and understood is more addictive to a woman than any drug. You will be the only man in her life who really connects her with her deepest emotions. But here comes the most Machiavellian part. Once you establish that deep emotional connection, you will activate her most powerful primary fear, the absolute terror of replacement. Every woman without exception carries this fear in her DNA, possibility that another man will come and steal your attention. This fear comes from primitive times when women depended completely on men for survival. If he left them for another, they literally died. Even though it's no longer a matter of physical survival, that instinct is still engraved in her reptilian brain. And when you know how to activate it subtly, she will do everything possible to make sure you never leave her. The strategy is simple but devastating. After creating that deep emotional connection, you introduce very subtle elements of competition. Don't talk about other women directly, that's amateur. Instead, casually mention you have plans with some friends, that you have an important meeting, that someone invited you to something interesting. When she asks for details, be vague. Nothing important, just work, but let your body language and energy say otherwise. That incongruence will activate her alert system. Her brain will start filling in the blanks with her own fears. Who could she be with? Are there other women? Is he losing interest in me? The real power of this technique is in the timing. First, make her feel completely seen and understood with the emotional mirror. Then, when she is at her most vulnerable and connected to you, introduce uncertainty about your availability. It's like giving her the purest drug she's ever tasted, and then suggesting that maybe you won't always be available. Her reaction will be immediate. She will start texting you more, looking for more time with you. She will do things to impress you that she didn't do before. Not because you're manipulative, but because you have activated her deepest instincts to secure what she perceives as valuable. So far, we've covered addiction to validation, the power of uncertainty, emotional mirrors, and fear of replacement. But brother, if you think this is strong, wait for what's next, because the following weaknesses touch something even deeper. Her desperate need to feel secure with a man who has true masculine presence. And when you master this, you won't just have her attraction, you'll have her respect and her complete devotion. We've arrived at the moment of truth, brother. The weaknesses I'm about to reveal now are so deep that they touch the very core of what women look for in a man. They are the weapons that separate common men from those who have an absolutely irresistible magnetic power. The fifth weakness is her desperate need for emotional security. But here's the trick that 99% of men don't understand. They don't look for someone to protect them from the outside world. They look for someone to protect them from their own internal emotional chaos. They need a man who is their rock when they become a hurricane. When a woman is in the middle of an emotional storm, screaming, crying, making drama, your reaction in those first 30 seconds determines if she will respect you forever or lose respect for you forever. Most men collapse, get nervous, start apologizing, try to calm her with desperate words. Fatal mistake. Here's what you will do. Instead, you become the absolute calm in the middle of her storm. Lower your voice, relax your body, look her directly in the eyes, and with unwavering presence say, "I understand you're hurt. I'm here, nothing more." Your calm energy will be like a magnet that instantly soothes her. This emotional containment you demonstrate activates something primitive in her brain. Her instinct tells her, "This man can handle my worst version without breaking. If he can handle this, he can handle anything." And that feeling of security with your emotional strength makes her addicted to your presence. But here comes the sixth weakness, and this one is devastating. Her extreme sensitivity to social status. I'm not just talking about money, brother. I'm talking about that aura of respect that some men project effortlessly. That presence that makes waiters, employees, friends, even strangers unconsciously treat you differently. Women have super-developed radars to detect your social position. They observe how you behave in a restaurant, how you speak with the Uber driver, how other men react to your presence. If they detect low status, their attraction plummets. If they detect high status, their attraction skyrockets. The key here is not to pretend to be something you're not, but to develop true masculine presence. Speak less, but with more weight. Walk with purpose. Never apologize for taking up space. When you enter a place, do it as if it's yours. That silent confidence and commanding presence will make her feel proud to be with you. And now comes the seventh weakness, the most dangerous of all. How do women react when you throw their own words back at them? Women say things all the time. I hate lies. Loyalty is the most important. I can't stand being ignored. But then they act inconsistently with their own statements. Here's the strategy that will completely disarm her. Store those statements in your memory. When she acts contrary to what she said, calmly and without aggression, throw her own words back at her. You told me honesty was the most important thing to you. How does that fit with what you just did? That soft but direct confrontation with her own contradictions will create cognitive dissonance that will leave her speechless. Her brain will panic because it realizes you are paying attention on a level other men don't. And that detailed attention to her words and actions will make her feel completely exposed and paradoxically more attracted to you. But the eighth weakness is the one that ties everything together, the scarcity of true masculine energy. We live in a time where most men have lost their masculine essence. They are insecure, constantly seek approval, don't make firm decisions. When a woman encounters a man who genuinely possesses solid masculine presence, it's like finding water in the desert. This masculine energy is not aggression or toxic dominance. It's unbreakable calm, the ability to make decisions without hesitation, that presence that says, I take care of this without needing words. When you develop this presence, women naturally feel attracted because it activates their deepest femininity. And we arrive at the ninth and final weakness, the one that can make a woman drop everything for you, your unbreakable self-respect. This means having non-negotiable standards and the willingness to walk away from any situation, even from an incredible woman, if she does not respect those standards. When a woman sees that you have the power to walk away, that you don't desperately need her approval or presence, her respect for you multiplies exponentially because she realizes that being with you is a privilege, not a right. And that realization will make her value you in a way you've never experienced before. These are the 9 weaknesses Machiavelli would have used in the modern game of love. But remember, brother, with great power comes great responsibility. Use these strategies to create authentic connections and powerful relationships, not to hurt or manipulate. Because at the end of the day, true masculine power is about uplifting both yourself and the woman you have by your side. There you have it, brother, 9 female weaknesses Machiavelli would have used to dominate the modern love game. From controlling her addiction to validation, to developing unbreakable self-respect that makes them value you as the prize you really are. But here's the final truth. These are not cheap manipulations. They are principles of natural attraction that work because they respect the deepest female psychology. When you apply them with integrity, you don't just get the woman you want, you become the man you deserve to be. If you really want to master your love life and develop that magnetic presence that makes women come to you, subscribe to the channel and like this video because I have more secrets of male psychology that will completely change how you relate to women forever.